Alright, today I'm going to give you guys a detailed look at this Mark 85 Iron Man. It is Diecast Iron Man Mark 85 from Hot Toys. And there's the box. Let's get into it. Alright, and here we have Mark 85 outside of packaging. And as far as accessories, first you got the base. Nice design on it. Endgame. Avengers Endgame. And then we have the head sculpt of Robert Downey Jr. And it looks like Hot Toys didn't update the head sculpt at all. So it's the exact same one that they provided originally with the first batch from Hong Kong, and a collar piece, and then a bunch of hands, and then this piece on for his backside, and doesn't have light up feature, which is a shame. It would have been nice if they added some lights to this piece, since this Iron Man figure costs quite a bit of money. Quite a lot, actually. So here's the figure itself. And it comes with the gauntlet, the arm with all the Infinity Stones. And yep, there it is from the front. Alright, so let's start off with articulation. Head is actually really good as far as range of motion. Let me see if I can get this all situated. And look at how far up you can look. That is awesome. But yeah, so if you want to give him a flight pose, you can definitely get him to look straight at you while he's flying. Pretty cool. And yeah, base at the neck, there's a ball joint, but it doesn't have that much movement. And then as for the shoulders, I think the shoulders are pretty good this time around. The arms, you can see how nice they lay. They can lay down straight, which is nice. I like them. I like them like that. And then these are, of course, spring-loaded. And extend the arms out quite a bit, and there's a it extends your arms right there, and you could do a little bit of a butterfly like so. So you can move forward and back. I like to give them some sort of a fighting stance. It's like getting ready to attack type of stand. And before I go any further, torso, 2 sections you can lift up. So you could extend this portion and this portion, but as far as range of motion, it doesn't give you a whole lot. So you can see he could do bend forward about that much, so not a whole lot. So the purpose of these 2 joints, I don't know. I think it's more for twisting. That's about it, just minor twisting, because you could twist like that, you could twist like that, and then these rib cage section does open up a little bit, gives you a little more. Sorry, can't see these 2. They do open up a little bit to give you a little bit more room to work with, but you're not gonna give them dynamic poses with that torso here. So you could twist a little bit left, a little bit right, arch back, not so much. See, it's not that great. Or a crunch, again, not so much of a crunch either. And as for the legs, these 2 pieces does open up to give you a little more room to work with, bending his legs. So yeah, and then I think there are at least 2 notches. You could lower his legs. 1, 2, yep. So there are 2 notches. You can lower his leg. about there, and there is a thigh swivel down here, and then the knees bend about that much, and ankle, it's a ball joint, so once you open these pieces up a little bit, then you have full range. It pivots left and right, and then there's toes articulation too. Here's a pretty nice pose, just standing and with his body twisted a little bit, so kind of cool. Not like that. But as far as super dynamic poses, like landing pose, I'm not sure whether this one can achieve that. No, even if it did, it wouldn't look that pretty, I wouldn't imagine. And here's the back side of him. It's very smooth looking. Everything, all the lines are just really, really smooth. I mean, I prefer my Iron Man to be more angular, but this is kind of cool too. And if you want to attach this piece on there, I don't know what it's called, you would need this tool, which is supplied by Hot Toys, and you would need to pry this piece off. Once you remove this piece, this triangular piece, this is where the batteries house in there, and then I'll show you what it looks like with batteries on. So once you turn it on, you can see it lights up 1, 2, 3, 4 on the back, and on the front it lights up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots. So quite nice, bright too. And so let me turn the lights back off first. And if you want to attach this monstrosity onto its back, 1, 2, 3 points right there, and then 3 points on its back side. So just a matter of lining it up and then pushing it in, and there you go. And now it looks like a butterfly. Whoops. Put them up so you guys can see. So yeah, right there. It would have been nice if all of these could light up as well. All these 3 spots, 2 and 2 right there, and then maybe even the back right there. That would have been awesome if, yeah, they could all light up, but nope, too much to ask. Oh, I never did show the elbow joint. Here, when you bend the elbow, the bicep piece does move up. You can see, if I bend, you can see it extends up, upward to give them a little more range of motion. And the battery is housed over here by the triceps. And all you need to do is just remove that piece off. And so once you remove this tricep piece, then you can see batteries. Batteries are housed there, and on-off switch. Switch that on, and you can see the gauntlet lights up. It's kind of hard to see because it's so bright. Let me turn down the opacity so you guys can see. We have, it's kind of hard to tell, but yellows right here. This top one, it looks like it's blue, but it's not. It's actually purple. That one's blue, that one's red, that one's yellow, that one's white. And then the green one, it's over here, right there. So yeah, kind of cool, but even though, at this stage of weathering, he shouldn't have the gauntlet on. So he shouldn't have all the stones. So, it's kind of strange to have this arm on this body, because in the film, yeah, it doesn't match the film. So if you want to switch out the helmet with the Stark Cat, you would need to remove this piece. It's held on with magnets. So let's pop that off. And then you put in this other piece here. This one has a higher collar for the head, I guess. Let me see if I could get it in on camera. Okay, so we'll just leave it like that for now. And here's that Downey head sculpt. Not the best. I mean, yeah, it's definitely not the best looking Robert Downey Jr. we have gotten. Yeah, it's especially the underneath right here. Those doesn't even look like wrinkles. They look like a mistake down here around the neck. Yeah, those just look bad. So this head sculpt I don't think is the best, and it's pretty much the worst we have seen for a while. I mean, it's good to get something different, but yikes. Look at underneath the chin. It's really bad looking. The face not so bad. I don't mind him being so skinny. I mean, it does look like him from top, from bottom, but it's just underneath the chin. That's just really bad. And one thing they did improve upon was the gap around the thigh section, because if you have Mark 50, you will notice there's a huge gap in between, but now it's very nicely tucked, so you don't see that huge giant gap anymore. And it still has lights on the thigh section, I think, or it doesn't, I'm not sure. Okay, so I took the thigh piece off, and wow, it's almost impossible to get off. It's so hard to get off. It's like you feel like you're breaking this piece completely. But once you got it open, and there's the battery compartment, and it houses 3 batteries in there, and it only lights up one tiny little light. And that's the only light that these batteries are for. I mean, there's nothing on the front. So yeah, all that work for one tiny little light here. Alright, since I have the concept with me, so I'll show you guys a side-by-side comparison with the Mark 47 concept, which is the one on the right. And you can see the color ratio for the red and gold is very similar to the concept 47 here. And yeah, even the placement of those colors are very similar. But the design does look somewhat different, and the 85 is very smooth, while the 47 still has some angular bits and pieces. Yeah. Okay, so final thought. If it's 85 worth getting, that all depends whether you want if you're getting 185, you want to decide whether to get the battle damage or the clean version. That's something you'll have to decide, because this one does look nice with the clean look. Well, cleaner look than the battle damage one, because the battle damage does have a lot of damage pieces on him, and I'm not sure how good those battle damage pieces gonna look, because with some of the other figures that came out, battle damage aren't that great. They aren't as detailed as they should be. But with this one, it's nice and clean, and yeah, so you gotta figure out which one you want, clean or battle damage. So there you have it, Iron Man Mark 85 from Hot Toys. Diecast piece. And can't wait to get the Cap and Fat Thor, so I could have the trio together. So there you go. Thanks for watching.